So, in news that has somewhat shocked everyone around the world, it looks like I guess Henry Cavill is stepping down as Geralt of Rivia. Um, I honestly I don't know what to think of this. I have speculation of what I think this might be related to, which I can go into in this video. But the social media release is very straightforward. He says, "My journey as Geralt of Rivia has been filled with both monsters and adventures, and alas, I will be laying down my medallion and my swords for season 4. In my stead, the fantastic Mr. Liam Hemsworth will be taking up the mantle of the White Wolf. As with the greatest of literary characters, I pass the torch with reverence for the time spent embodying Geralt and enthusiasm to see Liam's take on this most fascinating and nuanced of men. Liam, good sir, this character has such wonderful depth to him. Enjoy diving in and seeing what you can find." Now, I'm torn on this because I freaking love his take on The Witcher. Now, I know a lot of people out there who are fans of the books have been like, "Oh, but the Netflix series is not a good adaptation." I'm not one of those people. I loved Henry Cavill's take on The Witcher. I love the fact that we had a passionate person who loved the games and who loved the books behind it. I thought that that's what made it for me. Chris and I have loved the first 2 seasons of the show. We were looking forward to 4 or 5 seasons, hopefully getting, and it looks like he's going to be ending after season 3. Um, in the same breath, we had the announcement. What was it? A couple days ago, 5 days ago, it says he's back as Superman. And if I was a betting man, I would bet that everything related to this is coming down to the Superman contract renewal. We're going to be talking about that now. But before we get going, my name is Tim Anderson, aka Renfield, the Bearded Dwarven Princess. If you're a returning visitor, you already knew that. But if you're new, this is the part of the video where you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get more updates like this as I continue to cover pop culture, Rings of Power, Star Wars Andor, the upcoming Willow Show, House of the Dragon, Wheel of Time, and more, plus video games. Subscribe and all those good things. Support the channel in any way you can. The easiest way is with a membership down there. There's 3 different tiers. 3, count them, 3. And of course, you can always do a super thanks and a one-off if you don't want to do a monthly contribution. Hopefully, we'll see you in a live stream. So let's dive into this. The other day, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, made a grand announcement that, at the end of Black Adam, which I have not seen yet, by the way, it made the rounds that there was Henry Cavill had a cameo as Superman at the end. Let me see if I can pull this up, actually. Let's see if Dwayne Johnson Instagram. Because he did make a announcement, and I can't remember where it was. If I can't find the announcement very quickly, then I will skip it. And yeah, I think it's this one right here. "We fought for years to bring you back. They always said no, but for Danny Garcia, H. Garcia, and myself, no was never an option. We can't intelligently and strategically build out our DC universe without the greatest superhero of all time. This is very important because for us, the fans will always come first, as well as blah 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 blah. Rest of it, not really a big deal." This is the part I want to focus on. "We can't intelligently and strategically build out our DC universe without the greatest superhero of all time." Now, unless I'm mistaken, I seem to recall that these two guys, Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Henry Cavill, both share the same personal trainer. So they obviously have a close personal relationship, if not necessarily a friendship. And it looks like they have a growing business connection as well. And if I had to guess, I would say that his return to the Superman character supersedes anything to do with The Witcher. Because remember, he was Superman before he was The Witcher, and Superman was sort of put on ice because of everything that not DC Comics, but the DC film Warner Brothers was going through. That dust has settled. We have new leadership, which I haven't covered this in the news yet, but James Gunn is now co-directing that whole universe. We've got Dwayne The Rock Johnson heavily involved in the restructuring of that. And if you read his statement on social media, we can't strategically build out our DC universe without the greatest superhero of all time. So if I had to guess, there's probably a clause in Henry Cavill's Superman contract somewhere that extends his time, and if that was ever to come into play, then he would be contractually obligated to fulfill his obligations as Superman. Plus, we know that he's always been championing for a return to the Superman role, and he was filling in as Geralt of Rivia in the meantime because there was nothing happening with Superman, and he was super passionate about the Witcher franchise. But remember, Superman was the movie that made his career. Like, he was a great actor, had a lot of great roles, and was slowly on his way up. And then he got Superman, and he became this mega international star kind of overnight, and has since gone on to do better and better things as he gets older. Um, so, again, if I had to guess, everything about this is related to his Superman portrayal because from what it sounds like, with the new leadership of James Gunn taking over the DC universe and the expansion of that, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson being involved and being heavily, heavily interested in helping to strategically build out this DC universe with the Black Adam character, it's in my mind, this has got to be about Superman. And I'm not, I have no insider information. I'm just a YouTuber, man. I just create yarn on YouTube. Um, I would bet that Henry Cavill is super torn about this because he loves the character of Geralt of Rivia. He championed for this role. He went out and fought for it. He loves the books. He loves the games. He's a big video game nerd. This has been a dream of his to do this. I don't see him just walking away. Now, someone did say, "Oh, there's a rumor that he was unhappy with the direction that they were going with season 4 and that's why he's walking away." I do not see that being the case at all because he is very much involved in and has been very much involved in the creation of the on-screen persona of Geralt of Rivia and the direction that that character has taken. Now, the next question is, can Liam Hemsworth pick up the role and move forward with it? All due respect to Liam Hemsworth, I like his movies. I've seen him do some really cool stuff. Obviously Chris Hemsworth has done some really cool stuff as well. Um, Ah, I don't see Liam as being able to pick up the mantle and just carry it on. I think the show is immediately going to see a drop off in numbers once Henry leaves, and I think it'll get one final season with Liam, maybe two at the most, and then they'll be done. Because I just, everything about The Witcher was Henry Cavill out there bringing people to The Witcher, and he was sort of the backbone upon which the franchise was built, for Netflix anyway. And for him to be gone because he has contractual obligations somewhere else, another actor stepping into the role, things have been look at, here's a good example of this. Superman has been recast many times over the years. Batman has been recast over many times over the years. Spider-Man, all of these major franchise characters have been recast over and over the years again. So if we look at it in that light, Liam Hemsworth stepping into the character of Geralt of Rivia is no different than that. However, usually there's a longer period of time where there's a break in between the two actors, and that allows some time for people to process what's going on, such as like with the James Bond films. They don't just jump right into the next James Bond film. It is a sometimes 5, 6, 8 year break between the end of the last Bond before they launch a new Bond franchise with a new actor. By the way, there's also rumors that he's not coming back as the Witcher because he got cast as James Bond. I don't see that being the case at all, given the fact that this is all happening in the wake of and on the tail of the Superman announcements, and James Gunn stepping in as co-leader now of that whole movement, and Dwayne Johnson pushing for it and making comments like strategically building out the universe with Superman involved. It sounds to me like they've probably come back and triggered some pre-existing options in Henry Cavill's Superman contract, which said, "Hey, we want you to come back and we want to do 4 or 5 films with you over the next 10 years. We got it. So let's roll. It's time to do that." So again, that's my bet. That's my guess. I think that's what's happening here. I love Henry Cavill. I will be watching anything he does. I love all of his work. I am sad to see him go from The Witcher. I will, of course, season 3 is going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. Chris is actually the one who was like, "Tim, did you read this?" And I was like, "I did." She's like, "You need to go make a video about this." And I was like, "I will." More on a Saturday. I was totally relaxing and made mac and cheese. And Chris was like, "You got to do this." So here I am doing this at the request of my wife. So we'll see where it goes. In any case, thanks for following along, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Let me know your thoughts below. Support in any way you can, as I talked about at the beginning of the video. And hopefully I'll see y'all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, happy watching, and happy reading if you also like the books. And happy gaming if you like the games.